In the 1700s, thousands of Scots-Irish took off to America, taking their songs and music with them. This left a lasting legacy, as percussionist Mark Wilson has been filling it on his journey down the old wagon road.
My journey from Philadelphia, down the Great Wagon Road, through Pennsylvania, into Winchester, Virginia, and on to Bristol. It's now taking me further into Tennessee. I'm just about to cross the Douglas Dam into the town of Dandridge.
Throughout the United States, there are many Highland Games events, and of course music festivals. One of the biggest Scots-Irish festivals is held here in Dandridge every September, and is totally based around music and dance. It's organised by local man Mark Murray.
We started this music festival. This will be our 4th year, and we feature exclusively Scots and Irish music and dancing.
And you have a bagpipe competition and you have a Highland dancing competition.
Yes, we just, this year we're sanctioned for Highland dancing, and we've had a bagpipe competition all the previous 3 years. And we close out our program with a lone bagpiper on top of the Dandridge Dyke.
Quite similar to the closing out of the Edinburgh military tattoo in
We may have
stolen that idea from there,
yes.
or borrowed it from them anyhow. Now, Bob, you're the official county historian.
Yes, Mark.
This was the site of a church.
Yes. Mark, the earliest church in Jefferson County, the Hopewell Presbyterian Church, was founded here in 1785 during the state of Franklin. But it started here in a little log church building. Now, there's a monument over there also honoring some of our Revolutionary War veterans who were church members. The last 2 men on that name is the Rankin brothers, and they have documented roots back to Northern Ireland.
So there's been a long, long Scottish and Irish history here that still continues today.
That's right.
And I think one of the bands that you have at your festival on a regular basis are the Thistledown Tinkers.
Yes, Trip and Tom have been with us, I think, all 3 previous years. And they are very well received, and we get requests for them to come back every year.
So the people here like that
Yes,
style
they
of
do.
music.
Where have you been, say, bra lad? Where have you been, say, canty-o? Where have you been, say, bra lad? Do you come back, Cayley Cranky-o? And if he had been where I had been, you would not be, say, canty-o. And if he had seen what I had seen on the brave of Cayley Cranky-o, I fought at land, I fought at sea. At home I fought my auntie-o, but I met the devil and Dundee on the brave of Cayley Cranky-o. And if he had been where I had been, you would not be, say, canty-o. And if he had seen what I had seen on the brave of Cayley Cranky-o, yeah.
Kelly Cranky, Robbie Burns tune, and certainly you do an up-tempo version of that. It's a fairly lively version.
I had heard that song done as a very slow song, almost like a lament or a ballad, and we were looking for more songs for Tom to play the banjo on, and when we started putting it together, we figured out it'd be a lot of fun to play it faster, and it just seems like anything related to Robert Burns ought to have some kick to it, you know?
I know there's a lot of Highland Games throughout the United States, but you and your wife organise one of the games in this area.
Yes, the operative word being my wife. I drive the truck and run errands. My wife, Donna, started the Mint Hill Scottish Society, and then they formed their own Highland Games, the Mint Hill Scottish Festival and Highland Games. And we just finished our 6th year of the Mint Hill Highland Games.
So it's growing every year.
Yes, and it's really brought a lot of people in our area in touch with their Scottish and Irish roots.
Oh, by McKay, where Gardy lie, in the brush beyond the Branky-o. Ye better to kiss King Willie's loop than to come back Cayley Cranky-o. And if he had been where I had been, he would not be, say, canty-o. And if he had seen what I had seen on the brave of Cayley Cranky-o.
The connection for Scotch-Irish music here is it's really in a lot of the old-time music which precedes bluegrass even. There's all this great tradition of a cappella ballads, and they would just sit on the front porch like we're doing today and just sing these ballads to their kids, and they would pass them on, and then eventually they started doing bluegrass. And a lot of the bluegrass songs is interesting. If you look at a whole bunch of the early bluegrass, it's in the key of B flat. And that's an unusual key for most string instruments to play in, but that's where the bagpipe was in.
Because B flat's not an easy key to sing and do a lot of things in, so.
It's nae shame, nay, it's nae shame. It's nae shame to Shanky-O. There's sour sleighs and they throw praise, and the devil's in Killicranky-O. Woo!
So if you're ever waltzing through Tennessee on the last weekend in September, drop into Dandridge, check out the Scots-Irish Festival, and maybe you'll catch one of the regular acts there, the Thistledown Tinkers.
And we'll be joining Mark next week again as he stays on his journey down the Old Wagon Road.